Welcome to episode number 72. My question for you is this. Do you want a little more momentum in your life, like the good momentum? Do you want to feel more success and be happier and have that dopamine release? Well, in today's episode, we are going to talk about those things, how to create better momentum, and about how to celebrate our wins. Stay tuned. So the big question is, how do ambitious people like us who grew up listening to the old advice of go to school, work hard for 40 years, and retire when you're old, create a life today that is meaningful, abundant, healthy, and brings joy, while also leading a life that is productive and full of achievement? That is the question, and this is the podcast that will help give you the answers that you're searching for. My name is Del Denny, and welcome to the Upgrade Your Life podcast. Welcome to the Upgrade Your Life podcast. And today I want to talk about the importance of celebrating wins. Now, we often get stuff done, we accomplish a lot of things, but we don't celebrate wins enough. And now I'm very guilty of this, and a lot of people I've coached along the years have experienced this too, and you might have as well, is, when you win, you accomplish something, you kind of acknowledge it and just keep on going on. You don't think much of it, right? But when you mess up, when something fails, things don't go the way as planned, what happens? We dwell on it so much. And so really the opposite should happen. We shouldn't be dwelling on the losses, but we should be celebrating the wins. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about that today. Now, the reason why I bring that up is this week I was helping out another company. We were launching something. It's been months in the work, and we released it out into the world, and it did very, very well, and we're very excited for that. And it was a win. It was a huge win, and I wanted to celebrate that. And that's where that inspiration came for this podcast, because we went out and celebrated afterwards. So when we think about celebrating wins, well, what does that do? Well, it creates momentum for us. If you lead people, if you have an organization and you accomplish something, it's important to celebrate wins, not just big wins, not just wins when the whole project is done, but little milestones along the way. Little tiny wins should be celebrated. I say celebrate all wins. I think it's very important that we do that. And when we do that, we start creating momentum, not just in a big organization, but even for ourselves. If we get out of bed earlier than we normally do, celebrate that win. If we made it to the gym, celebrate that win. This is so important to do, and it creates momentum. And from a scientific standpoint, it releases dopamine in your brain, and it's that feel-good chemical, and you want more of that. And so you want to create more wins after that. So when you celebrate a win, you get to enjoy that dopamine release, and you get excited about it. And so I want to give you guys some strategies when you do want to celebrate a win. Now, the first one I'm going to say is this: give yourself permission to celebrate your wins. A lot of people don't do that. They feel like they're gloating. They feel like they're not in. Maybe there's some pride that's in it. I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking about acknowledging those wins. So first, give yourself permission to celebrate a win. It's okay. Give yourself permission to celebrate a win. Now, the second thing I would say is reward yourself. We're motivated by either pleasure or pain, and you're either going away from pain or towards pleasure. And so when it comes to accomplishing a win or accomplishing a goal, we should reward ourselves. Now, for me, I always like going out to a fancy dinner. That's something that I love to do. And so last night we went out to a nice Italian restaurant, and it was a great thing. And so it's important to celebrate that and just solidify that win in your soul. Now, the next thing I would say is to rest and reflect. When we hit a goal, it's usually because we've been grinding a little bit. We've been working our butt off. We've put in lots of hours potentially on these things. And so sometimes it's important that, after we sprint through the finish line, we give ourselves time to rest and to reflect and think about it. What did we do well, and what can we improve on? So that's one thing that we can do with our wins, rest and reflect. Now, the next one I would say is communicate your wins. Communicate your wins. Share it with your team. Share it with your family, whatever the win may be. Communicate those wins out. That allows you to feel more gratitude yourself. Also gives others around you a little bit of inspiration as well, that they can achieve things. If you're keeping your circle right, they should be happy for you. So number 4 is to communicate your wins. And number 5 is express gratitude and go. That's right. Express gratitude and go. At some point, we need to express gratitude. Gratitude is the secret sauce for success. The more gratitude you have in your life, the happier you will be. The more opportunities come. When you're grateful, your mindset shifts, and then ultimately go. So gratitude and go. Now it's time to seal up that win and go on to the next one. You created that momentum. Now it's time to get to the next one. So those are my little secret sauces for celebrating wins. Number 1, give yourself permission to celebrate. Number 2, reward yourself. Number 3, rest and reflect. Number 4, communicate your wins. And number 5, express gratitude and go. And again, celebrating your wins are so important because it's going to create the big mo, which is called momentum. So if you want momentum in your life, you're tired of this 2020 negative momentum that's out there in the air, and you want to create some of that positive momentum, celebrating your wins is vital to your success. So that's it, my friends. That's today's edition. Make sure that you subscribe. Make sure you send me a message. Give me your feedback. If you have a question for me, please let me know. DM me. All right, guys, that's it. This is Del Denny signing off. Remember, learn, lead, and live to your full potential. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed today's podcast. If you've enjoyed this episode, please share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to the show on iTunes to get automatic episode updates for the Upgrade Your Life podcast. And finally, please take a minute to leave us an honest review and rating on iTunes. Your feedback really helps us out when it comes to the ranking of the show, and I make it a point to read every single one of the reviews that we get. So thanks for listening. Thanks for joining me on the Upgrade Your Life podcast. Have a great day.